What up, what up? This Finance, Fitness, and Folk channel. We discuss finance, a little bit of fitness, talk about some folk. So in today's episode, I'm going to discuss why it's never too late to commune with God. So admin notes, thanks again to all the subscribe to the channel. I endeavor to keep pushing the video out, give you leverage to better yourselves. I'm not going to be too long in this video. I intentionally sat in the sun because the shade seemed like it's kind of like giving like a blurry effect to the video. But it's not that it's not hot out here, but it's not a good look to sit in the sun for a long time out here in DC today. Back in DuPont Circle, it's actually a pretty nice day today. But like I said, it's not a good look to be in the sun for a long time. So let's get into it. So why do I say that it's never too late to commune with God? So I'm gonna give you a story, a true story that happened to me some years ago. It's been a while actually. This happened back in 2009. Yeah, either 2009, 2010. I want to say 2009, but I'm not exactly sure. It's been a while. But I was in Georgia during the time, and I'm pretty sure I've talked to on these videos before on this channel about how difficult it was for me to be in Georgia during that time. Of course, 2009, that was like a year after the start of the recession, and my finances were definitely not great, to say the least. It was a really bad time for me in all aspects of life. It was just a very challenging time for me, and during that time, it's kind of funny because when you get put in situations like that, like the situation I was in, and just situations where it feel like there's no end to it, and like there's no way of getting over that hump. It's surprising how much that situation will push you more towards God than anything, right? He's trying to get your attention. That's basically what he's doing, right? And he surely got my attention during that time. So anyways, I had got baptized, I think a couple months before this happened. And I was going to church, and I was reading the Bible, really trying to get in tune with God, trying to get a real close relationship with him. And I found this Bible study that happened every Wednesday on Post during lunchtime from I'm pretty sure it was like from 12 to 1. And it was ran by this Navy officer and an Army officer. The Army officer was an 03, so he was a captain, and the Navy officer was an 03. I want to say an 03 is a lieutenant in the Navy. I'm not exactly sure. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong on that. But anyway, they were both 03s. And the Navy lieutenant was the one that actually was the main chaplain that hosted the Bible study. And the Army captain, he would chime in. Sometimes he would host it, but the Navy lieutenant was the main one that ran it. So there's one particular Sunday, and I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, this was the Sunday after Easter. Easter was the Sunday before, and I forget what the topic was, but at the very close to the end of these conversations we had during Bible study, he would always solicit questions. Folks asking him about certain things about the lesson and what we were taught during that day. And I'll never get it. This one female Hispanic soldier, might have been an 04 or something. I'm not 04. She was a E4. I was an E5 at the time. I was a sergeant. And we was talking about communion. I'm pretty sure that wasn't the subject we talked about extensively during the lesson, but communion came up during that lesson. I'm pretty sure because Easter was the Sunday before. And long story short, she pretty much told the lieutenant that she'd never had communion. And she got kind of emotional, and she was like, I've never gone to church and had communion. Now, I'm not exactly sure what faith she was. I'm not sure she was Catholic or anything like that, but maybe she wasn't a person that really didn't go to church that much. And her coming to this Bible study was like her first exposure to trying to get a relationship with God. So Lieutenant just comes out and he just says, hey, there's no time like the present. I'm just paraphrasing. I'm not exactly sure exactly what he said, but he pretty much told the soldier that we could have communion right now, right? So we was in one of the churches on base, and we was in a classroom always having these Bible studies, and the wall that separated us from the sanctuary had a door there. So he had his counterpart, the captain, go in there, grab some grape juice and some bread, and we was gonna have communion. And he pretty much told everybody at the Bible study, hey, if you want to join the soldier for communion, you're more welcome to do so. So I was like, hey, I'm down, you know. So I go in there and I sit down with the soldier. Might have been like it was me, her, might have been 3 other people, maybe like about 4 or 5 folks, right, in the sanctuary. And the lieutenant is passing out the breads, passing out the wine, and I'm telling you, y'all, when I tell you that it felt like Jesus was literally sitting beside me, and God was in that sanctuary during that time, I'm not even kidding. I mean, like, as soon as he gave me that bread and that wine, I started praising God. I started thanking Jesus for saving me, for keeping me. And mind you, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of things was going wrong in my life during that time. But I still understood that he still deserved the glory and the praise, regardless of what I was going through, right? And, you know, the soldier beside me, you know, she started getting emotional and started crying, praising the Lord. And I mean, we literally had a praise session in there, having communion, just really reverencing God. And to this day, that was closest to God doing communion I ever been with when it comes to actually feeling God's presence doing communion. Now, of course, being a deacon in my church, I've given communion. You know, I've definitely have felt the presence of the Lord when I take communion. But for some reason, that particular Sunday in 2009, 2010, that Wednesday, it was a Wednesday. That particular day, I'm telling you, it was like nothing I ever felt before in my life, and I haven't experienced that since then. Now, I've had some encounters with the Lord that have been more intensified than that particular day, but I'm talking specifically with communion. Like, that was the best communion ever, right? And that's all to say is you know, this soldier told the lieutenant that she'd never had communion, and the lieutenant saw that as a invite from God to have him host communion for her, so she can get a closer connection with the Lord. And, you know, that's all to say is that, you know, that it's never too late to get a relationship with God. It really isn't. I've done so many videos since I've been on this channel, since I created this channel, about controversial topics and, you know, finance, fitness, you know, talking about folks in a good way, not in a bad way. And you know, I've mentioned on this channel plenty of times that, you know, I'm a Christian. I love the Lord. I love Jesus. And I really believe that, like, if you're a person that believes in the Christian faith, because I have no discrimination against anybody's faith. Whatever faith you have on this channel, I respect it, right? Bottom line, you know, like, you know, if you keep on want to watch my channel, your faith doesn't have any bearing on me making content at all. It really doesn't. You know what I'm saying? I respect everybody's faith. I'm just mentioning my faith is in the Christian faith, right? And what I would tell you is that if you are a person that believes in the Christian faith, you have to get a relationship with the Lord before you actually are able to reap the benefits of being a Christian. You can't just go to church and just be like, okay, I went to church, I did my part. Or I read the Bible a little bit and I did my part. Now, reading the Bible is very good, because that means that you actually are eating God's word and you're feeding yourself the knowledge that's going to help you out in life, right? But you have to understand and have discernment with that as well. You have to be intentional with what you do when you do those things. And this soldier was intentional in her pursuit to get closer to God and you know, receiving the offering that the lieutenant gave her when it came to her having communion. You know, the more the story is that if you don't have a relationship with the Lord, please try to get a relationship with the Lord, because I'm telling you, it's no relationship. It's that relationship you're gonna have with the Lord is bar none, and I can't even like explain to you what benefits and what things will happen to you when you establish that relationship. Now, having a relationship with the Lord is not going to stop bad things that are happening to you. That's life, you know. But navigating this life with the Lord is going to be a lot better for you than if you're trying to navigate it yourself. The Lord then put us on this earth for us to navigate life on our own. He wants us to have a relationship with Him. So it's never too late to commune with God. It's never too late. So if you want me to discuss a topic or a subject that you think is beneficial to the channel, email me at findingfitnessfolk@gmail.com. My email address in the description below. Finding Fitness and Folk, Triple F, I'm gone.